But I want to ask about when you started ringing.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started ringing?
20 years and 1 month.
20 years and 1 month. And why did you decide to?
Why did I decide to ring?
Yes.
Well, I was friendly with John Joyce, who was formerly the village undertaker. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No, I haven't heard of him.
Yeah, he was a village undertaker and he lived down by me.
Yes. Is
And
that
I
in
was
Wheels?
friendly with him and he talked me into going and doing it.
Yes.
You won't keep recording that now, are you?
It's all right. It's all right. And did he teach you?
No, Snuffy taught me.
What was Snuffy's name? Snuffy.
John Tanner.
That was John Tanner, but he was called Snuffy Tanner.
Did you know Richard Eels?
Yes.
You knew where he lived? Broad Street.
Yes, I think I know. Yes.
That house in Broad Street with all those white stones they put down the
Oh
side.
yes, yes.
Well, that's where Snuffy lived.
All right. And was he the main bell ringer?
He was the sexton
He was the sexton.
for years, and he was undertaker of the village school.
Okay. Yes.
Undertaker of the village school.
Yes.
And he said to me one night when we were coming out, he said, if I'd had 6 for every time I'd lock that door up, I should be a rich man now.
Uh-huh. Yes. Well, people did the same jobs for a long time then, didn't they?
No.
Yeah. Yes. So did he teach you to ring?
He didn't have children. He wouldn't have no kids up in the tower.
Oh, right.
He said to me, I wouldn't have them up here. He said, if they got her, I should be to blame for it.
Yes. Yes.
So, unless she was old enough, say, to leave school or something like that, he never had you up there.
Yes. So you were 20 when you
20
learned?
years and 1 month. That
Yes.
was when they let the bell start ringing again after the war.
Right.
That
So
was in June 1945.
yes. That must have been a very momentous occasion.
Yeah.
Must have been a very wonderful day when they started
Yeah,
playing the bells
yeah,
again.
Yeah.
Did it take you a long time to learn?
No, well, you can see I started in June and I got that certificate in September. I
Yes.
was ringing with the team in that time.
That's very quick then.
Yeah, sometimes when I went up there at night, oh, Jack, he was Snuffy, John Tanner, Jack Tanner, they called him Jack.
Yes.
He wasn't very good and sometimes he waited the bottom in the lady chapel. Well, I went up and done it.
Oh. He did what?
He'd wait in the bottom.
Oh, I
What
see.
they called the lady chapel.
Yes, okay.
Well, I went upstairs and did
Yes,
it.
yes. Why was he not very good then? Was he getting a bit
He was
old?
an old man. He
Yes.
died. He died in the next year.
Did he? Yes.
And
So who were the bell ringers when you started? Do you remember?
Yes, the first the first Christmas and New Year that I rang,
Yes.
that was in Christmas night. That was Christmas and New Year 1945.
Yes.
There was old Snuffy on the treble. That's the smallest one. There was Jack Bellringer on the second. There was George Whaler on the third. He used to live up Broad Street here, George Whaler. And then there was Bill Lock on the fourth.
He was the builder, wasn't he?
Then Bill Lock used to live, you know, Betty, his
Yeah.
daughter-in-law. Bill Lock on the fourth, me on the fifth, poor old Bob Neal on the sixth, Russell Knight on the seventh, and my friend John Joyce on the tenor.
Right. There were no lady bell ringers. No lady bell ringers then.
Not then, no.
No.
I don't think old Jack could have ladies up there.
Did he not?
He didn't get any women up there till Reg Rouse came.
Oh, is that right?
Reg
Yes.
Rouse came about 18 months to 2 years after I'd been ringing.
Yes.
He
So
used to bike up from down the bottom of Wayward.
yes. And
No.
who was the first lady to ring bells then?
What?
Who was the first lady to ring bells? First
Oh,
woman?
I can't remember who was the first lady.
Oh.
No, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Because there have been so many of them, you say.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you always ring the same bell?
No, when I started, I rang the fifth. That was that was the curfew bell.
Oh yes.
And when I passed for my certificate with a team from Burford,
Yeah.
I was ringing the fourth.
Yes.
And I'd been ringing on the fifth. And one day I thought, well, I'll have another ring on the fourth.
Yeah.
So I got on the fourth, and I stood up to ring. Bill Lock, he looked, he said, "Hey, you Arthur," he used to call me Arthur, you say.
Yeah.
"Hey, Arthur," he said, "where are you going to ring then?" No, Snappy looked at me, no, Jack Bellringer looked at me, hey, come on, he said, so I had to go back on to 5th. That was what the snack was.
Oh.
You had your own bow and you had to stop there.
Yes.
Now, when old Bob Neal died,
Yes.
he rung the 6th.
Yeah.
So I was put round onto the 6th.
Yeah.
And several different ones coming around the 5th. Frankie Sherwood did when he come out of the army, and 2 or 3 more of them. And then Russell Knight died.
Yeah.
And I went round onto the 7th.
Yeah.
I liked ringing the 7th.
Why was that? Why did you like that better than the 5th or the 6th?
Well, I liked ringing the 7th better because I had an hearing problem.
Yeah.
And I got a good view of the bells.
Yes. Oh.
I got a complete view of the bells. I didn't have to turn or anything.
Yes. Yes. So you could see what was going on.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Is it very hard for you, Ted, because you've got a hearing problem?
Yes.
Yes.
See, I didn't have such an ear problem then as I've got now.
Yeah.
Because when Reg Rouse used to call the changes, he didn't talk very loud and I didn't have any problem then. It's only since the 70s that I'd had to wear an hearing aid.
Yes. Yes.
Because I got older, you see.
Now, I don't know anything about bell ringing.
No.
So tell me how it goes. Tell me what happens. Somebody's telling you. Are they pointing to you when it's your turn? What happens?
How do you mean?
When you're ringing the bells,
Yeah.
is somebody telling you? Is somebody telling you to ring, or you just learn the pattern?
Well, they did all the time I ring with these older men.
Yes.
They ring what they called chord changes. But in recent years, they've done now what they call methods. And the main man who brought that into Bampton is Roger Barnes from Ducklington. He did a lot for the Bampton Bellringers, Roger Barnes has. And unfortunately, now he's come and I've got my problems, I can't join in it, they say. Ross, I always campaigned to get changed to method ringing in Bampton. And at one time I got onto Reg Rouse about it. And he found a man who'd come down to teach us. But he only come 2 or 3 times. We had to pay something toward it. He only come 2 or 3 times before it wasn't worth his while to come down because the ringers never turned up.
Oh.
But the old men, when I suggested method ringing to the old men, they used to say, oh, we don't want to start learning that at our age. So now when you come to look at it again, when I started ringing, I was a young lad amongst a lot of older men.
Yeah.
Now today, all those I first rang with are gone.
Yes. Yes. Can you describe what method ringing was? What was the difference between method ringing and the old kind of ringing?
Well, you used your head method ringing, and there wasn't.
Used your head.
Yeah, you had a method. There was a method how it was rung. Janet would tell you, she does it.
Yeah.
There was a method in which it was done.
Yeah.
And only time you heard them call anything out was when they shouted out Bob or Single.
Yeah.
Now, when I got my certificate, then you're supposed to do a quarter peal of method ringing. And when I went up there with these Burford people, and they were method ringers, and the man who brought them, he was head of the ringing circle then. And I didn't know the method, but you had to bring this method to get your certificate. So he stood, I was on number 4, and he stood at the side of me, and he pointed each bell like that, as I was. And if I had to bring back hand stroke, I'd up and back again, he'd say 2 blows there, and then all the others were single blows.
Yes. Okay.
And that's how they kept on. You have to keep, anybody who's up there has to keep quiet.
Yes. To listen to instructions.
Yeah.
Yes.
And but they don't on chord changing, they shout like 2 1 3 5 4 2 3 1 4 5 and all that sort of thing. One after go, they go round 2 1 3 4 5 and do 2 or 3 rounds like that, and then they say 2 3 4 1 5 and something else like that all the time.
So you have to concentrate, and you have to remember.
Have to concentrate, yes, yeah. But it's a different method's a different thing altogether. Chord changes and methods is a different thing.
Yeah.
But I always wanted method, but I'm afraid they didn't come until it wasn't possible for me to be able to do it.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
I feel disappointed about that when I think about it.
Yes, yes, that is a pity. Did you used to ring the curfew bell?
Well, I was learning to ring, yes. I used to leave my home every night, except Sundays, every night at about 7:45, meet old Snuffy by the church gate. We used to go up and ring the fifth, number 5, the 5th, for about 10 minutes.
Yes.
And then go up and wind the chimes up.
Yeah.
That was 1100 weight on the chimes, 500 weight of iron and 600 weight of lead.
Yeah.
We did that every night.
Yeah.
And the clock was a 300 weight on the clock and 100 weight on the striker. You did that Wednesdays and Saturdays.
And you did that every night for how long?
We did it as long as the chimes was going, because they weren't electrified then, you see.
Yeah. Do you know when they were electrified?
Hmm?
When were they electrified?
Oh, I think it must have been in the 60s sometime, I should think.
Yeah, yeah.
But they had another sexton came after old Snuffy died. But I think he got fed up with going up there, and suddenly the chimes became mucked up.
Ah.
And they didn't ring for years.
Yes. When did they stop the curfew then? Was that in the 60s?
Well, I think they stopped that sometime in the 60s. Nobody was, well, they hadn't got a sexton to go up there and do it, you see.
Yeah, yes.
And the farmers and that used to have to pay for that bell to be rung.
Did they?
Yes, because the first 2 years I went, they used to go, the ringers used to go round and collect, go toward the gentlemen's houses and collect.
Yeah.
And the vicar used to write a bit in a book about it. We used to go and knock the door and tell them what they come for.
Yeah.
And they used to read it and they give you some money. Well, once we went to Cobb House, Kilmore House.
Yeah, I know.
And the man over there, he complained about it. He said, I already pays money to the church. And John said to him, not to the curfew bell, he said, you do for other church things and that, but not for the curfew bell.
Yes. Oh, did it stop after that then?
Did it what?
Did it stop after that man refused?
No,
went on.
no, this was early in my first 2 years I went.
How long did that go on for? I mean, is it back in history that started?
Oh yeah, it goes right back to history. I don't know what it
Yeah.
was. I think it was something to do with people working in the field and that.
Yes.
Well, it goes back 100 years back.
Yes.
People in the village, the parents in the village, knew it as the bed bell.
Time to go to bed. And now people have watches. They don't need it, do they?
Hmm?
Now they have watches. People have watches now, don't they? So
Yeah.
they don't need the bed bell.
Yeah.
No. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Times have changed.
Yeah. See, when you wound the clock up, there was like a little low trestle up there. You used to open the 2 glass doors and pull that up. Then there used to be a counterweight on the clock. You used to lift that up and wind it up. And every time the clock ticked, you could see that counterweight slowly drop down like that.
How is the clock wound up now?
Electric.
Oh,
Well, it's at the moment it's not running.
yes, but normally.
The electric and the chimes all electrified.
Yes, yes.
And now the chimes they ring two verses of an hymn. Well, when we wound them, I only rung one.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Do you miss not doing it?
Well, I did it first, yes.
Yes,
I did it first.
yes.
But as I said, I kept on a bit longer than I could in appreciation of old Snuffy learning me to ring, because he was got pretty poorly, you see.
Yeah.
He used, after we rung, he used to come down and he used to give me the cemetery key. And I used to go round on my bike and lock the cemetery gate up, and he used to say to me, before you comes away, rattle the handle like that for a bit, he said, because I locked a woman in there once. She tried to get out and got hitched up on top of the gate. So I used to have to rattle this gate and wait there for a few minutes.
Yeah. Just in case.
And then he'd go back home, and if I'd hung about up in the street, I used to see him, he'd go back home, and then he'd come back from his house with a lump of bread and a lump of cheese, and he'd go into the lamb, the tree as we used to always call it, and have a pint of beer with this, what they called a playman's supper.
Yes, yes.
That's what he used
That
to
the
do.
lamb or the tree was in the market square, wasn't it?
Yeah, opposite side of the road from Simmons' shop.
Yes, yes, I just
Where
remember.
all those new houses are built.
Yes, near the flats now. Where the
Yeah,
garage
yeah.
was.
They called it the Lamb,
Yeah.
or the locals, it was called the Tree.
Yes.
There used to be a big ash tree growing there.
Oh, right.
They
Yes.
called it the Tree.
Yes. Have you got any funny stories about bell ringing?
Not particularly,
No?
no.
Nothing that ever went wrong?
No, I knew once when Reg was up there, he was the tallest man, Reg.
Yeah.
That's Janet's father-in-law. And he got that boy up there learning him to ring. Of course, Reg was a bit tall, he got the rope up a bit high, you see, and he put it in this bloke's hand and pulled it off, and it jumped him up in the air right off his feet. I never saw him up there again after that.
Ah, did it frighten him?
Yeah.
It isn't dangerous, is it?
Yeah, oh yes, you've got to know what you're doing.
Oh, what can happen then? What can go wrong?
Well, if you didn't let go of the rope, it could take you up and smash your head against the ceiling.
Oh, yes.
And if you didn't cut the rope up the rope properly, it could let the bell go right over and smash the tail off of him and while on. That's happened on more than one occasion.
Has it?
Oh yes, I've made new stays and put on there before now. Mr. Joyce, my friend, the undertaker he learnt me how to make a stays.
What is a stay? What is the stay?
Well, keeps the bell stood upright when it's ringing.
Oh,
See,
okay.
the bell goes right round and stands upright. Made of ash it is.
Is it?
Made of ash wood.
Why is it ash? Is that ash?
Well, I suppose ash is flexibility. If you had a piece, say, oak, and the bell bounced over like that, just snap it straight and half and let the bell go right over, you see.
Okay.
Well, this got like some spring in it.
Yes. Ash used to be used for carriages as well. Used to be used for the springs for carriages because it was bouncy.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
After it was electrified, some ringers came up there and they didn't realise that the chimes was going to start ringing at 1 o'clock, and they was ringing at 1 o'clock, and they smashed some of the hammers off.
Did they?
So I took the fourth hammer was badly done, so I took him up to Smith's where I worked and got the welder to repair it, and then I wrote a plaque. Have you ever been up in the tower?
I never have.
No, there's a plaque up there. I told them if they was ringing at 1, 5 or 9 to switch off the chimes.
Oh, yes.
That's still up there now, 1969 when I put that up there.
Yes. Did anybody ever fall?
Oh, I think old Snuffy had a fall in his arm,
Did
and
he?
Jack Joyce had a fall in his leg, all going down between the third bell. There
Right.
wasn't much room there. He tried to get down between the third bell.
Was that going down the ladder or what?
Well, to get up there, from the bottom to the ringing chamber
Yes.
is 40 steps.
Yes.
Round and round and round and round, you know. And then from the bottom up to the clock chamber is 64 steps. And then when you get in there, you've got to go up a ladder and then go bolt upright into the belfry. And the bell hangs right in the base of the tower, on top of the tower, but at the base of the spire.
Right. So where do people fall if they're going to
Well,
fall?
they're trying to get down in between the bells.
Trying to get between. Yes. Yes.
That's where they fell, getting down in between the bells.
Yes.
I went up, looked after them for 40 years, over 40 years. John Joyce and I did it first of all. Then when John Joyce died, Reg Rouse came with me.
Yes.
And he came with me up until he was taken ill.
Did he?
Yeah, not long before he was taken ill. He was coming down the steps. I always used to come down the steps, but this particular time he said, "You go, I'll see to it." And when you get down the steps so far, you have to up the doings off of the trap door.
Yes.
And then give it a pat and hold it and let it fall down. But he didn't realise what to do. And he went down and then the hook. And he didn't realise it, but this heavy trapdoor come down and banged him on top of the head.
Yeah. Nasty.
Well, it wasn't so long after that before he was taken ill.
Yes. Yes. When you say, Ted, when you say you looked after them, what did you have to do?
Just oil them,
Yeah.
put the muffs on. Every New Year's Eve when I went up to put the muffs on with Reg, I used to take a piece of chalk and write the date all underneath the seventh bell. I expect it down there now unless somebody's rubbed it off. And all these dates, all the years down all underneath. I only did that just to amuse myself.
So for 20 years, maybe? Was it? For
What,
how many
40?
years? 40 years.
All the way down 2 lines, all down
Really?
inside the Saturn, yeah.
Well, we should look and see if that's there and get a picture
I
of
don't know
it.
if it's still there now.
I'll ask Janet.
I think Janet's seen it.
Yes, I'll ask Janet because she maybe
so.
knows.
Where is she then?
She'll be through there.
What?
Yes, she'll be just through there.
Well, can't she come in here?
She could. Janet, we want to know if where Ted wrote
Have you seen all
every
them?
year.
Have you seen all them dates I put under that 7 bell?
Oh, you put them there, did you?
Yeah, I put him up when I went with Terry's dad.
Oh, right.
All the way down to
There are all sorts of dates up there, and you put some dates
every
by
New
the
Year's
Carolyn.
Eve I took a bit of chalk up and rubbed that down there.
Because on New Year's Eve you'd take the muffs
Number 7
off.
in it.
Yes. Yes.
Because at one time of day they never used to muff the tenor.
No.
And then he used to sound horrible, going out bang, every time bang all right.
That's right.
You'll have to put a notice up saying Ted Dixey wrote these dates down. Have another notice up there. Because 40 years of it.
We used to go out, when Reg was there, we used to go out on outings in the summer.
Did you?
Yeah, I used to go round on outings. That was good. I used to enjoy that.
Do they do outings now?
You don't have
Do
them
you?
now.
Yes.
They started them again now, have they?
Yes.
Ross, they stopped them because Graham Taylor, Barry Taylor said he couldn't get there Saturdays. We used to go all out down Somerset. I used to, do you know Rose Guerin?
Yes.
I used to take her with me because I hadn't got nobody else. I used to take her, I used to like her, Rose, I used to take her with me. She lived just over the road in the Swan.
Yes.
And I remember going down there, and we was there once, and Reg Rice and his wife was sat in front of him, in front of us, and he was saying to somebody, somebody was born over there. And we go a bit farther, he said, somebody else was born over there, and he said, shut up, Reg, she's like. I've got now, as I've got old, it's what you could say, the wheel has turned a complete circle. When I started up there was young folk.
Yes.
Now, there was old folk now. No, he was a young lad. Now it's turned the other way round.
Yes. And you're the old one now.
Yeah.
Ted, is it hard work doing it? Do you have to be strong?
Well, I didn't find it hard work, but they said the movement gets me breathless quickly.
Does it? Yes.
So I rings the bell, everybody up there says the hardest one to ring.
Oh, right.
Number 6.
Yes. Yes. Is it heaviest?
No, it's, what's number 6? I think it's somewhere between 10 and 1100 weight.
Yes.
Now the smallest bell up there in the ring
Yeah.
is 7 1/4 hundredweight.
Yeah.
And the heaviest one, the tenor, is 25.
Huge.
Now they've got another little one up there, they call it a ting tang or the Sanctus bell. No, sorry, that weighs an hundredweight. Yeah. And that's got 1626 wrote on it. And most of the others have got 1629 wrote on them.
So that must have been their first bell then?
Well, the ting tang, you know, ting,
Yes.
he hangs up above the clock.
Oh, right.
He hangs
Right.
up above number 5 and 6
Yes. Yes.
on his own. He only swings to and fro. He doesn't go the whole circle like the other bell. So you've got the treble in the second hang is a pair on the north side. Then you've got the third hangs in the northeast corner. And you've got the fourth hangs in the southeast corner. You've got 5 and 6 hangs on the south side, there's a pair again. And then you've got the 7th hangs in the southwest corner, and the tenor hangs in the northwest corner.
Do you know the names of all the chimes, the patterns they do? They have funny names, don't they?
Oh, I can't remember the names now, because
Right.
they're a different one for every day of the week.
Ah, right.
Yeah, I know one's Rest Out of Pure and Norton, and another one's Abide With Me.
Yes.
Right.
Home Sweet Home, isn't there? That was
Abide
for
With
the
Me and Home Sweet Home is towards the end of the week.
yes. That was for the hymns and the tunes they played, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That was a tune, the Carolyn as they called
The
it.
carillon. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And was it always the same thing they played for funerals? They played.
No, at funerals, now, to be honest, I don't really know which was the difference, but if you ask anybody out in the street, my mum has said to me many a time, she said to me, who's the woman that's dead in the village? Who's the woman that's dead in the village then? I said, I don't know. I said, how do you know it's a woman? She said, I can tell by the tone of the bell. So they used to have the tenor for a man, and when anybody died,
Yeah.
and you informed Mr. Joyce, the undertaker, at 11 o'clock the next day, he'd go up and ring the dead bell, as we called it, the tenor if it was a man, and I don't know, I think it could have been the 7th or the 6th for a woman, but it was always rung at 11 o'clock.
Does that happen now?
I don't know whether, I don't think they does them now,
No.
I don't know. No, I don't know, because there's an undertaker here now, you see.
No. People go to Whitney, don't they, or Carterton?
Whitney or Carterton, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But that's what they used to do. People would always say, who's dead, then they heard the dead bell go out. So they used to have the dead bell when anybody died at 11 o'clock. And they used to have the bed bell at 8 o'clock.
And for a wedding, what was it you played at the wedding?
Well, now you've asked me something there. When my sister got married in 1947, I paid the full price for the bells and I rang, and that price was £4. £4.
Amazing.
Now, when my brother's daughter was married some years later, I paid £15. But when my sister's son got married, I paid 25, and I rang all 3 times. I don't really know what they have to pay today now.
No.
As I said, I don't get up there ringing at weddings.
Is it always the same tune they play at weddings?
Well, they ring the peals.
The peal. Is it the same peal for weddings?
Oh no, they just decide between themselves what
do they?
ring.
Do they? Yeah.
Sometimes when they used to call change, sometimes it was plain bob and sometimes it was grand sir.
What did you call them? Sometimes it was what?
One was called plain bob.
Plain bob.
That's usually rung on 6 bells, but you
Right.
can ring on with the 2 big bells following out.
Okay.
Or what they call grand sir triples.
Grand Sir Triples.
Grand sir, yeah, that's what you used to call it,
Okay.
grand sir.
Are there any other names of peals you can remember?
Well, there is, but they never used to mention them. They just used to have them down there and ring them.
Right, so you can't remember. You just remember
No,
those two?
no, only them 2.
Yes.
They never used to bother about names.
Oh, right.
Just used to say, I was going to ring that bit we got here.
Oh.
As I said, they had chord changes most of the time I was there.
Yes.
And I tried to get out of these chord changes, but the old men wouldn't have it.
No.
I remember once when we went out on a trip, and we stopped at, what's that place where this aerodrome is right over here?
Fairford? Fairford?
Fairford, yeah, we
Yeah.
went into Fairford Church. You stand on the floor in there, and there's the group, and we was ringing there, and I was stood out at the time. And the old boy there, I don't know whether he was a sexton or what, but he must have been a bell ringer. And he said to me, do they ring like this in Bampton Church? I said, yes. He said, I've seen schoolboys doing better than that. See, he meant methods.
Yes. Yes.
See, but really, a bell ringer, when he takes the certificate on, it's supposed to be to try and keep going the methods.
Yes. Yes. And when you say the methods, does it mean knowing peals?
Does it mean what?
Knowing the peals, the different peals?
Well, it's a pattern in which they. Yeah, the pattern.
The pattern of bells.
Well, you don't have you have oh no, where when one's there and the other's there, you have to pat them out. You quickly what would do. You only got a few seconds.
Yes.
Find your place out.
Yes. Yes. Did you do a lot of outings then, to go and try other churches?
Did I?
Did you go to other churches and try out the bells?
Oh yes, I've been to Norlay. I've been over down into Somerset.
Yeah.
And I've been out in Warwickshire out that way when we used to go round on these. I've been in Pershore Abbey.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
What was the
round
best
that
one?
way.
What was the best one?
Well, I don't know. Bampton.
Bampton. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. In Pershore.
Yeah.
And there's another place in Pershore where is that where is it they gets all the plums and that in the spring? Is that Pershore? Out that way somewhere.
I don't know. No.
Out Warwickshire way somewhere.
Yeah.
But they got a big tower, just a big tower, no church, a big tower.
Yeah.
And they got 10 bells in that tower.
Yeah.
And the last two, it takes 2 men to ring them. They stand on steps, on the platform, one above the other.
Yeah. It takes 2 men because they're so heavy?
The last 2 ones, yeah.
Yeah.
One stood on the floor and the other stood on the platform to hold him.
Yes.
Now the 2 heavy ones in Bampton years ago, they used to have a strap in the floor to put your foot under.
Did they?
7th and the tenner.
Yes. Do they have that now?
No, because they're on bearing now. But when I used to ring the 7th before he was on bearing, every now and again when he went up on the backside, he'd lift you up off your feet. You got your foot under there to hold you.
Supposing you lifted off your feet, what do you do then?
Well, you got your foot under the strap, you couldn't go up.
But if you didn't have your foot under the strap, what would happen?
Well, I never rung it without my foot under the strap.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, Snuffy, when I first started and I used to go up there Sunday mornings, there used to be nobody up there half the time. And Snuffy would be up there chiming. He'd have the treble in his right hand, the 2nd on his foot, and the 3rd in his left hand. And they'd be stood there chiming these 3 bells like this. And people in the street used to say, hang old Jack by his neck, hang old Jack by his neck. And then when I used to go up there, I used to pull the 4th up behind him.
Yeah, yeah. Does anybody play 3 bells now?
Oh, I never seen anybody doing them 3 bells since old Jack did it.
No.
I've never seen anybody doing it.
No, that sounds very clever.
Mm.
Yes, yes. Have you tried?
Oh, I haven't, no.
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 No, it sounds very difficult.
No, you used to make a knot in the rope in each hand like that, and a loop in the bottom, put his foot in it to start him off like that and then get him in line. We'd stand there for quite a while doing it.
Yeah.
He was an old man at the time. He wasn't very tall.
It sounds like hard work.
Well, it ain't all really hard work chiming, but you've got to make the bells ring so it's a clapper live.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. What else do you think you should tell me about?
Well, not as I know of, no.
No.
I mean, as time goes on, you can think of bits and pieces like that.
Yes.
But as I said, to all those who I rung with, I've rung at their funerals.
Yes.
When John died, I went to his funeral. He was cremated in Oxford. I went to his funeral.
That's Snuffy.
He was cremated.
Was he? Yes. Yes. Yes.
But he could have rung longer, but his wife kept on till he packed it up. She used to keep on saying to him, they only take advantage of you up there. She tried to get me to pack it up, but I didn't pack it up. She was funny old stick, his wife.
Was she?
Yeah.
Why didn't she like him doing it? Why didn't she like him ringing the bells?
I don't know why she didn't like him ringing the bell, because she said they took advantage of him. See, when him and I used to look after the bell, we had this castor oil. We put castor oil on them.
Did you?
John and I used to have in turns to buy the castor oil, and we used to take it in turn, take a bottle into Boots in Whitney, and you had to leave it for about an hour and go back. And they filled this bottle with a pint of castor oil, and that cost £1.
That's a lot.
And I suppose she thought they was taking advantage of him for that.
Right.
And then Boots talked to John had packed up by then because his wife got him to pack up because she said he was undertaker, as I said. She said she wanted a man who left home and went out to work. She didn't want a man round her all the time. So he gave up the undertaking, and he gave up the undertaking, and he got a job on Buckland House.
Oh, did he?
He was
Yes.
a carpenter up at Buckland House.
Yes. Yes. The undertaker was usually the carpenter, wasn't he?
Who?
The undertaker was always a carpenter as well.
Yeah. His father did it before
Yeah.
him. And when I was a young boy and his father was alive, I used to have do cartwheels, and I used to have a bundle of faggots out in the yard, and I used to set fire to them and put the iron rims of the cartwheels on them, get them on, and then put them on the wheels.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You see, nobody can do that now, can they?
No.
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 No. There's a lot of crafts like that have gone, isn't there? Well, it'd be very nice to have the bells back, won't it?
Oh yes. Yes, I should go and have a try and have a go at them.
Will you?
I got to a state now where I have to rely on the rest of the ringers to help me through with it.
Yes. What do they tell you, do they?
Well, yeah, they help me through with it.
Well, how do they help you? Do they point to you when it's your...
Well, they do sometimes, but usually they'll ring one of these things like Plain Bob, and they have 5, and then the last 2 bars will be 5, 7, 6, 8.
Yes.
So I stop all that all the time till he says round again, then I go back behind 5.
Yes. Yes.
For the first call, I'll move from 5 behind 7, and 7 will move behind 5.
Yes.
And the 10 will move behind me.
Yes.
And then when he says round, we move back into 5, 6, 7, 8 again.
Yes. So you'll be there when the bells go back up?
Yeah, so they all help me. They're all pretty good to me up there, and they all help me. I've always found it a good team up there. I've always. But as I said, when Reg packed up helping me up there, putting them ups and all that sort of thing on, David Rose came.
Yeah.
And David Rose was there with me until I had to pack it up.
Yeah.
Now I think David and Janet's husband, Terry, does it now.
What does it mean, Ted, putting the muffs on? What does that mean?
Putting the muffs on?
Yeah.
Well, you put the muffs on one side of the bell, what they call the opposite side to the stay. The stay is on one side of the bell, and you put them up on the other side. And when the bell strikes, with the side that hasn't got them up on, you hear the ordinary bell strike. But when it comes round and they strike them with the muffs on, it sounds like an echo coming back.
Oh. And
Instead of being a plain strike, it's like an echo coming back.
So for some peals you have the muff on and some peals you don't?
You always, if you're ringing for somebody who's dead, you put the muffs on.
Okay.
And then they put the muffs on to ring the old year out and the new year in.
Yes, that I knew.
And one night I was up there some years ago, and I was ringing 7 then, and we'd rung with the muffs, rung the old year out, and we hadn't been ringing the new year in very long before wallop something went on the roof, and it was a clapper broke in half in my bell and hit the floor.
But that was dangerous, wasn't it?
Well, it's a thick floor, clapper broke in half, they
Yeah.
got it mended.
Was it near you?
No, it was up in the ceiling.
Up in the ceiling, yes, so it didn't come
You
through.
ring in the chamber, and then there's a ceiling goes up there,
Yeah.
and the clock room's up above that, and then the 2 rooms up farther was about at the floor.
So it didn't come through the floor?
No, it got 2 thick floors to get through before it
Yeah.
could come down.
Yes, yeah. Quite a shock.
But the bit I never liked is when you went up to take the muffs off, you had to lift this trapdoor up and go through the trapdoor, and the number 4 bell was cocked right up in the air, right above the edge. You only had to touch him and he'd come down. Yeah.
Yes.
But years ago when the old men was there and they used to tie the muffs on with string, they used to go up there, instead of lifting the clapper up like I did later on and undo the buckle. They didn't have a buckle then, they had a string, they had straps now. Undo the strap and lift the clapper up gently and pull it. They used to just go up there, reach over, cut the string, then when they started ringing again, the bell come down the clapper, the muff fell to the floor.
Yes, yes. But now there's buckles and straps, bit more proper, bit more organised now.
Well, it's better now than it was, yeah, better than that tying job.
Yes.
But I suppose I had them tied like that because I was a bit scared in going up there. But I found if you always kept the weight to the side the bell was leaning, you didn't have a problem.
Yes.
Because the bell slightly leans a bit to one way like that when he's cocked up.
Yeah.
He's like a cup when he's upside down.
Yes.
When he's down, he turns right over.
Yes.
When you start to ring, you have to keep gradually swinging him till he gets up there. I might tell you I had a surprise not so long, 2 years ago. On my 80th birthday, was a Saturday, was the cleaning day in the tower. And I thought to myself, I'll save up £800 out of my pension, and I'll go up there when they clean the tower and I'll have it a surprise and give it towards the bells, you know, because they got to collect 40,000. So I goes up there with the intention of giving them this money, you see. When I got up there, oh, they got a cake. There was 2 or 3 bottles of champagne. And I made a real blooming fuss of me. I've never had a birthday party in my life before. Never.
But what a lovely place to have it, Ted.
They had it all up there.
Yes.
Well, the culprit, I think, was Dr. Perry's wife.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's the only person I can ever remember telling her when my birthday was.
Ah.
And I reckon she was the culprit of it.
Yeah.
I gave him £100 on my 80th birthday. And on my 81st birthday, I saved up another £100 and gave him.
Fantastic.
So
Yeah.
that's what because I'd have so much to do with the bells and enjoyed them, I thought
Yes.
I'd do that.
Yes, that's wonderful.
I saved up my
Yeah.
pension,
That's very good, Ted. Wonderful.
so that's what I did.
Yes. Well, it's wonderful. They've managed it, haven't they? They've managed all that money for the bells. It's
So
really
that's
nice.
the only birthday party I had was up in the ringing chamber.
Fantastic. That's lovely. A really nice
When
story.
I was 21 years old, I didn't have a birthday party or anything. But my mother said to me, she said I should have liked to have given you a signet ring, but I ain't got the money to buy one.
So you never got your signet ring?
No, I never had. I never had a birthday party or anything.
Except when you went...
Just a few cards, I tell you. When I went up there, they had this birthday cake somebody had made. I think the doctor's wife, Carol Parry, had made that, and 3 bottles of champagne. Real fuss.
Lovely.
I felt real guilty over it, to tell you the truth.
Why should you feel guilty? It's wonderful.
Yeah.
No, that's very deserved, I think. You did a lot of work on the bells. You did all that ringing.
Oh,
You did the curfew all those years. You looked after the bells.
I put the stays on them when they were broke.
Yeah.
I suppose, for you could say, what the older ones learnt me, I passed on to these younger ones, you know, like telling them what the timber was to use, things like that.
Yeah.
And I know once when Boots stopped selling the cart oil, I couldn't get any cart oil. One of the white men was up in the church, and I spoke to him about it. What was his name? George, I think his name was, George White. And he said, you can get cart oil from Boots' warehouse in Paradise Street in Oxford. So I go to White Place, to Boots' place in Paradise Street in Oxford, and the bloke said, what do you want this cart oil for? He said, is it for agricultural purposes or is it for domestic purposes? I said, neither. I said, I want it to all the church bells ring. Oh, he said, that's all right. He said, there's no tax on that then. He said, but if there's no tax on it, agricultural, but there is if you wanted it for domestic.
Right.
So I bought a gallon and it cost £8. And when they had a meeting, David knew about it, they had a meeting, they made me have £5 back out of it, or
I should
£3,
think so.
I forget which it was.
Good.
But I didn't ask, I didn't bother me, so I always...
Yes.
And that was the last day. I don't know what they put on them now.
Funny that it should be castor oil.
Well, castor oil congeals, you see. When you put it in, it won't run out. It congeals, it's thick.
Yes.
That's why when you took the bottle into Boots, you had to wait an hour before you go back and collect it, because it runs out ever so slowly.
Right. Right. Well, when have you seen Janet's film about the bells?
So now,
Janet's made a film about them taking the bells down. Have you seen that?
I went up there when they were taking them down and saw them bringing them down.
Well, she's done a film about it as well.
Yeah.
And that shows all the old grease
Yeah.
on them, thick grease. So that would be your castor oil as well.
Yes, I went up there and watched them take them down.
Right.
And then on the Sunday before they took them down, White's place was open at Appleton. Sylvia and I went over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saw them in there. But my family, who've been in Bampton for 300 years, they originated from Appleton.
Did they?
Yeah.
So they might have had something to do with the...
Yeah.
Bellringer.
In Bampton Church, there's a wedding in the Dixey family
Yeah.
in 1796.
Is there?
So I expect there's some of them out there in the churchyard where you
I think there is.
mows it down.
I think there is.
But my dad's father, he's up in the cemetery.
Is he? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Who was it that used to piddle down the bell tower?
Oh, Snuffy.
That was Snuffy, was it?
Well, I was winding the clock up.
Yeah.
He'd go over to that little door with the trap door in.
Did he?
Spend a penny down there.
Did he?
Sometimes you could go up there Sunday morning.
Yes.
When you've been up there Saturday night, go up there Sunday morning, it had been frosty. You could see it was shining. Just above the clock up here.
Well, I'm glad we've got that recorded.
A lot of them did that though. I did that myself as well.
Well, it's a long way to go down, isn't it, if you need to?
That was the toilet for the men when I was ringing.
Was it?